Wow, look at QS go. I was not expecting it to keep pumping like this, especially with the SPY selling off so much. I actually traded QS. I don't know why my trades aren't showing up. QS sometimes gets laggy around these times. I have show trades applied. Sometimes if you deactivate it and reactivate it, it'll work. Or if you reload the template, which I did, it'll work, but this time it's not doing it. I do think QS has big resistance coming up soon. We'll talk about that in a second, how I might go ahead and keep trading it. But so far for me, it was kind of a slow day again. Only taking small wins across the board. I was still using small size, so these wins should technically be a lot bigger. But until I start seeing really consistent opportunities, especially with small caps, I'm not going to be using super big size. I just feel like there's still too much risk in the market and a lot of flushes, so it's not something I want to be sizing up into right now. Also, Dash, QS, those are two large caps, so usually I don't trade large caps, and that's a big indicator that there's really nothing popping right now. And you could really see that on the top gainers chart as well. Look, we have nothing really over 20% except ISPO, which is, well, you can tell it's totally untradeable. I mean, with this kind of volume here, it's not looking really good and has a massive spread. So this is not a ticker I would be trading. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these tickers, because I also want to focus on potential huge reversals for a lot of these high flyer stocks that we're looking at. Yesterday was a big red day. Today looks like it's going to be another red day. And I think a lot of these tickers just can't go down any further. At the same time, I feel like that's, famous last words. But let me talk a little bit about why I think that. And we'll start with QS. This ticker came out with earnings, and they weren't really that great. And similar thing with Dash, where it came out with earnings, and it was below estimate. So estimate was negative 275 and actual was negative 0.45. Even though it had really, really bad earnings, it still shot up here like 50% plus, which is absolutely insane. And that's just because I think there's a huge lack of sellers in the market, and a lot of people are just dip buying these because all these companies are down so much. I mean, we're seeing everything down over 60%, and a lot of the more meme stocks, like the ones we have listed here, are down like 80-90%. So it doesn't even have to be any news, and they start rallying like crazy, just like space rallies after news that they're selling tickets, which everyone knew they were going to be doing, but it still pumps at 40%. So we're just seeing these huge pops on very weak or even bad news, just because it's lacking sellers, and shorts are also going to be getting squeezed in these areas once these resistance zones get run through. So also in this video, I'll talk about some swing trades I'm going to be looking to size into starting today, and then probably continue that. It still hurts to talk so much. I feel like I can't talk properly, and it's just really frustrating. So I'll keep this video extra short. Let's go back to QS here and see why I went ahead and traded this one. This is the ticker that came out with that earnings. And a lot of resistance right around here at 17.5, and I thought we might see a run to 17.5, but I just didn't like all the things working against it, so I didn't keep on trading it. Let's go to the 5 minute here a little bit more so you can see what's going on. So this is the earnings came out, they fell off a cliff, but then they fully recovered for those reasons that I was highlighting earlier. And now we're at this big resistance zone, and I traded it, I believe it was here, looking for that pop, and I got most of this pop, but I sold a little bit early. Which was kind of the name of the game today. I was constantly selling a little bit too early, but that's fine. Better than holding on and then all of a sudden getting stuck in a big flush, because it's just really not the market for holding on too long. Let's actually go to Dash first, because this is the first ticker I traded, plus it's a large cap, so it's a little bit more similar to QS. With Dash here, like we were talking about before, this ticker came out with earnings. They were worse than expected, but this ticker still popped up 50+%, and now it's selling off, which makes a little bit more sense. I'm not really sure why it popped so hard. I think it was also in terms of a bit of a short squeeze, plus the fact that this ticker more or less is oversold, being down 65% from the highs. But on the 5 minute, I was expecting this one to really sell off, and I knew there was big support here, so all I did was wait for that potential red to green move. I started accumulating, sold on the pop, and I wanted to buy again, but at this point I was starting to trade MRIN. So I actually missed this one, which is a little bit unfortunate because this was such a perfect setup here. We had a really big support around 107, and you can see that support zone really well on the 15 minute. Right here we have support, 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 resistance, a new resistance, or resistance holds again, so that's going to be support. So that was a perfect trade, and I kind of fumbled on that one. I should have been around for that, so that's a bit unfortunate. Let's go quickly to MRIN and see what I was doing instead. This was the opportunity cost trade, but I'm still up a little bit. I think I could have definitely made more on Dash. I was more dialed in on Dash, so I probably should have kept focusing on it, but let's see what got me over to this ticker. This is another ticker that's down just massively off its highs, 90+%. It's a application software company, 15.5 million shares outstanding and 63 million market cap. Got some catalysts here about TikTok advertising integration, so that's good. Let's look at the 5-minute and see how this one performed. So this popped up really quickly after that news came out, 45% or so, but it did not hold its highs. It gave back about half of that, which is usually a big red flag, and it's something I'm not super excited about. I talked about that in my checklist a little bit. Maybe I'll find that video and link it here, but this ticker also had a red to green move, and then it had a really strong rally here, and I missed that. I was trading Dash at the time. I pivoted, then Dash became good, and MRIN became bad. So it was kind of like a bad pivot. But yeah, let's zoom in how I went ahead and traded this one. The first trade was actually pretty okay. I just didn't get my size right here in time, and that was the problem, because we had a really good 5-minute setup, 1-minute pullback, and instead of edging into it like I should have, it was just basically really sizing up here into these dips. I ended up missing it because I was a little bit too conservative, and then I chased it higher here, and I think my first entry was 409 right here, and then I quickly took some profits. I did the same trade again, bought this breakout, took some profits, and then I did another trade here, bought this pullback, looking to take profits. Ultimately, I ended up really edging into this one and then closing for break even right before it popped. So with MRIN, I just didn't do the best trading on it. I was somehow a little bit late to the party always, which makes sense because I quickly flipped over to this ticker. So I think I could have done a lot better on MRIN. I could have easily wrapped in 5% plus on this ticker with all my trades combined, but somehow I was just lacking on it, and that makes sense because I was totally late to the party. So really what I probably should have done was focus on Dash a little bit more, but I think the big reason I switched is because I don't usually like trading backside, so I'll always prefer to trade front side. There's always more money to be made. It's a better risk return trading strategy, so that's why I really pivoted. If I was just able to catch this first edge right here, that was a nice 4% pop. I could have done pretty good, I think, but still in the end, this ticker's only up 24% on the day right now. It's small opportunity, and I can't really get too upset about anything right now because the opportunities are just so few, and that's why I really want to focus on nailing some of these potential swing trade dips. Let's look at them really quickly, and let's go to my IRA account so you guys can see some of my recent trades on them. Clove, for example, we closed one of our bigger swing trades for loss here, but then we bought back, closed back in this area, and then we were just kind of swinging this one a little bit, and I think it's right back into those zones where I was waiting to buy it. Right now it's actually coming to some really big support zones, so I'm going to keep watching Clove. I think this is going to be one of the first ones I start accumulating into. We got Coin. This one's still a little bit high. Would like to see it sell off a bit more. I'm not sure if we will see that, but just another ticker that's down a lot. This one has huge resistance above, so again, I would really like to see this one come down. If we start selling off before earnings, I would start accumulating heavy around 160s. I would go so hard at the 160s. Right now, it's a not buy for me, so really Clove more than Coin. Because if any of these tickers come out with any sort of catalyst, they're going to pop 20, 30, 40, 50%, even if it's a bad catalyst like we've been seeing. So I think a lot of these are great buys. And Clove is down over 90%. So looking really good for potential dip buy. LMND, similar situation. And this one's sitting on a lot of cash, so I think you could be quite bullish on this one. Maybe we'll get a sell-off before earnings, but I mean, these are all plays that I'm just ready to start accumulating, especially on any sort of major red day like we're seeing today, and yesterday was a red day as well, so I think we're in a good position. Oatly, I really, really like this company. It did have a 27% move here, now the volume's fading, so I'm not super bullish on this one until maybe it breaks under 7. That's a very conservative play, but I think we might be seeing it. QS kind of had that strong move today, so I don't see myself accumulating this one until we really dive below 16 or so. So I'll put an alert here around that area. But at the moment, that one's a no buy for me. And then Space, oh yeah, definitely. I would love to get long on Space. I mean, this ticker is down also 90+%. And if you scroll back further, it's even down even further because there was higher highs here. So from all-time highs, this ticker is down 90+%. I don't see Virgin Galactic going anywhere. Me personally, I think Virgin Galactic ticker Space is a great buy right now. And I'll just see how much this sells off. I think Space could be one of the better buys coming up, like Clove. So I'll keep a close eye on this one and then start trying to accumulate this one. Ideally around $9 or below $9. That would be my all-time favorite. I could see this ticker really selling off before earnings. So I don't want to, hold obnoxiously long. If there's like a 5 or 10% pop on this ticker, I'll probably go ahead, take my profits with the intent to rebuy, because I think we could still see much worse before things start recovering. But it could be any day where these tickers just pop 10, 20, 30, 40% pre-market. I mean, we're seeing it left and right on bad news. because these tickers are oversold, overshorted, and anyone who's long is just not interested in selling anymore at these prices. Anyone who's still holding at this point is just diamond handing the heck out of these tickers. And then there's traders like me who are ready for dip buying, and then there's definitely a lot of investors on the sidelines that are like, oh, this ticker I've been waiting to get into for a long time. I mean, these are amazing prices, and even if it goes down another 10% or so, I'll just keep on accumulating. So I'm quite bullish on a lot of these meme stocks that are going to start reversing way before the market does. Oh yeah, a little side note, most likely I will not be trading tomorrow. It is a Friday before a 3-day weekend, and I have a new trading rule where I take that day off. So you can plan for no trading recap tomorrow. I might be in the Discord tomorrow, depending, but most likely I'm just gonna wake up same time, nice and early, and just work on my taxes. So I'm still gonna have a work day, but I'm just not gonna be looking at the markets. And take that off. So that's everything from my end. Hope you guys got some value out of that one. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. I really do appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you're new, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.